And welcome back to JKLIVE here at Citizen Television. We are live with former Mukurweini Member of Parliament, Kabando. Looks like we have been abandoned. Pardon the pun, abandoned by former Kiambu County Governor William Kafogo. Kafogo opted out or whatever on his way. So, Mheshimiwa, you were saying before the break, the mountain, we're talking Mount Kenya region. Yes. You're saying it's still solid, the 8 million plus votes, still solid? Solid in the essence and in the context of the issues of the region. Because that is what we should be addressing now. And it's not going to be split between now and next year? It's not going to be split down the middle or three ways? Even if it's split, it's not bad. You know, I think we have unjustified fear. And we have some claim of solidarity that I find people talking about here that is not real. For reasons, in 1992 elections, parts of Igembe and Tharaka and Tigania elected members of parliament on Moist Party, KANU, in 1982. There was Kibaki then, and there was Matiba. In 1987, the same happened. There are some KANU in Igembe, some parts of Tigania, and even Tharaka Nithi. All right? So this claim about, you are telling young people that the mountain has always voted as one. In 1982, Matiba controlled Kiambu and had total control in Murang'a, Nakuru, and part of Nyandarua. Kibaki got majority vote in Embu and Meru, Nyeri, Kirinyaga, and part of Nyandarua whose descendants are originally from Nyeri. So that happened in 1992. 1987, people did not elect the same party. In 1987, Githongori constituency, Juja constituency, even Gatanga, even Mechukis Kagema, even Madhioya of Jakwe and other people elected members of parliament outside DP. Even Kinagop, and many places. So, to say that people have always belonged to one party is a historic lie. It's not founded on fact and reality. Then 2002, how was the mountain together? In the whole of Kiambu, only Paul Moite was elected on Kibaki-affiliated ticket. That is Safina, Paul Moite, Kikuyu constituency then. The rest of Kiambu elected members of parliament on KANU, except Juja, where Kabogo won on Sisi kwa Sisi. Okay? In 2007, PNU or Moi Kibaki had 43 members of parliament. I came from Nyeri as a member of parliament. The MP for Madira came. The MP for Kiharu came. The MP for Kinagop. The MP for Meru Town. The MP for Ebu Town. The MP for Kiruwea. We all came. Majority of the members of parliament in Mount Kenya region came on small parties, but of course, naturally, Kibaki got the presidential ticket. So in 2007, we did not belong to one party. The difference came in 2013 because of our need to rescue Uhuru Kenyatta from ICC. I had come from Safina, of which I was a founding member, to come to TNA. Because we are fighting for sovereignty of this country, we are also fighting for the dignity of our people. We knew the SEC report were fabricated. We knew even the commission in charge of the investigations, and Dawaki and even the Human Rights Commission. We know there are a lot of manipulations and all that. The people stood with Uhuru emotionally. Kibaki came on a platform of the economy. Uhuru did not come specifically with a platform for national rejuvenation or regeneration. It was mostly, let's save the son of Jomo and Gina from the jaws of ICC. And he should never forget that. I was a witness to a meeting in Daragwa. When we alighted, I traveled from Nanyuki in his chopper with William Luto and Ole Kaparo, then, chairman of URP, in tow. And we lost Uhuru in the crowd because the women of Daragwa hijacked Uhuru. Even his then sole bodyguard, Kiragu, was lost. Kaparo was run almost 100 meters by women away. And he's a bumpy person. Yeah. Because people are emotional with Uhuru Kenyatta in 2013. We could not imagine Uhuru Kenyatta not on the ticket, that he had participated in some issues that we couldn't understand. And I was with him when we went to Kikuyu and Thika, trying to calm our people. We were in these stations, in Inoro and Citizen and others, trying to tell people not to revenge. And then, including myself, we found ourselves named in these things. So, this message to Uhuru Kenyatta, he should never forget how his community stood with him, with their money, with their votes. We made shed tears. But we were getting patients from hospital, almost from ICU, so that they can stick with him. So in short, 2013, we came on TNA, particularly from region, and then URP, other areas. Now, in 2017, that's when we did the collapsing and all that. And because of the collapsing in Jubilee and whatever happened, and we don't want to go back there because we don't live in the past, we have to move on. Again, it's his responsibility.
Okay, so
the mountain,
yes,
is not really divided when it comes to their basic issues. Issues of, like now, today, I received from a very high-ranking vice chancellor of a university, private university in this country, the news that are circulating of how the Chinese have saturated our market with onions. Even small items we produce in a small quarter an acre and all that. The issues are economy. It's about our traders. Thanks to Peter Munya, there are some efforts in the coffee industry that we appreciate. But tea reforms are coming down. So how is the mountain divided? We have not yet gone to the elections. In fact, the big issue we should be now asking is that now that people are telling us we should be the next government, I've already enumerated to you that we are in charge. If in charge means having a presence from your community. But like I told Sam Gituku with my other two colleagues present on Monday, really that in 2021 we are not thinking about the spirit, the letter and the spirit of 2010 Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, about inclusivity, the face of Kenya, diversity. We are not thinking about having a Mandela, you know, somebody from a minority community, alleged in South Africa. We are not thinking about Johnson from Liberia. We are not thinking about Nyerere, small community, or even Obama himself from a black community, the dream of Martin Luther King. We are still claiming shamelessly that we have 8 million votes. Oh, we are majority. What are you telling the people who live at the border with Uganda in Busia? What are you telling the smallest community called Ogiek, which feels suppressed even within the Kalenjin nation? What are you telling those? And, you know, so when you find people talk about JB in Eastern, my issue will not be he's from a better community. We had somebody from that side called Jeremiah Nyaga, alumni of Alliance and Makerere. He never talked that language. Mwai Kibaki never talked the language of Gema or Gikuyu. He was seen as an economist from London School of Economics, an A+ student and all that. We should be asking the big question. Uhuru, you are number 1. Ruto, you are number 2. Muturi, you are number 3. If Uhuru is absent and Ruto is absent, the person who constitutionally occupies the seat of power in Kenya is Justin Muturi.
As in the Speaker of the House? As
a Speaker. Then how do you go to a shrine under controversy, chaperoned by individuals who are contestable, who have divided even those cultural groupings that we respect? And I never want to utter a word against elders. But there's a lot of brokerage and opportunism. There's a lot, you know.
So you're saying what he did, what J.B. Muturi has done?
What he has done is wrong. He is the holder of that most important seat in the Republic of Kenya. He is the Speaker of the National Assembly. National Assembly is the higher house. It is where the budget of the country is made. It is where the states of the nation address by the President is made with his permission. With the Speaker of the Senate only giving a ceremonial invitation to the Speaker of the National Assembly, JB, to invite Uhuru. JB is a very close friend of Uhuru. Very personal friend. So, is it JB who is doing this or Uhuru doing it? And then he was taken there by Uhuru's cousin, Congo. And then there's a controversy between Council of Elders of the Kikuyu and another one called Kiama Kiama, which should not happen at all. Then you go to a shrine that is historically revered, sacred. And then you let some politicians to start stammering points, if there are points at all, that the people from the other side of the mountain must let us be. Muturi is elected by members of parliament from every ethnic group in this country. That I can tell you. He is elected by members of parliament. From Lamu to Mandera. He is elected from Busia. He is elected by members of parliament that we don't know.
But so what he did was wrong according to you?
It is constitutionally unfit. Because he's already occupying a position. He shouldn't lower the bar. He's the Speaker of the National Assembly. He can go for the presidency if he wants. He can be a running mate if he wants. But really to subject his image to some ethnic, can I call it, I don't like using tribal, because only Africans use tribal. The rest of the world says about ethnic minority and all that. So, and he's a very brilliant man, that I can tell you. JB is very sharp. And he has tried his best in the seat of the particular during this time. The last time there were problems a little bit, but this time around, thanks to Harishik and others, he has tried to really moderate very well. But to now be subjecting himself to some regional controversies. I come from Sagana. Oh, I come from Kutus. I'm for JB. I'm not from JB. Even when he goes to church now, he's just appearing like any other factional leader. Not within Jubilee, but within community.
Yeah, some people say your criticism of the president in particular comes from a personal vendetta almost. That he didn't appoint you in the cabinet maybe, and he appointed Mutahi Kagwe instead?
Well, that I have had very many times, Jeff.
Yeah.
You know, people who want to fight you, they don't look at the point that you give. So, how would I feel entitled to be appointed a cabinet secretary by Uhuru Kenyatta against Mutahi? If you talk to Mutahi, he'll tell you that 1.5 years before he was appointed, we had conversed about it and we knew that he was being appointed. All right? If you ask his friend, Kembi Getora, senator, he can tell you, I even convened ranches to share information because we knew Mutahi was being appointed. Even when he was appointed, perhaps I was among the first people to talk to him. My friend, he's a personal friend. So, if by saying that Uhuru is a letdown, he has betrayed the country, he has abused the judiciary, he has allowed not only his friends but his kin to steal in Kemsa, to steal mobile clinics, is because of a personal vendetta, then every other person who is a critic of the president has a personal vendetta. If by saying that he has been hijacked by mercenaries, you can even say by thieves, crooks. And it's evident. The president himself has said publicly that Kenya is losing 2 billion Kenya shillings every day. In the last parliament, I made that statement. I moved 200 members of parliament from a lunch at Pan-Africa Hotel, hosted by then Cabinet Secretary Treasury, Rotich Henry, and the PS, Kamau Duge, and then Solicitor, J. Muturi. And you have the clips. Miss Biggie on behalf of those 200, outside Pan-Africa saying, can't pay, won't pay, the 1.4 billion, supposedly to be paid on agro-leasing phantom companies in Europe, in London, where Kenya had lost a case, which was not even defended, and then that we qualify for the Euro board. Questions of which remain unanswered. The Hadishek partner used to ask those questions. He no longer does. Jeff, in my village, in a village called Ishamara, I called an exclusive press conference with one media house, not this one. And I said that the issue of National Youth Service must be accounted for. It was breaking news. People very close to Uhuru called me. And in the following few days, they had meetings with us. If you go and Google the position I took on Galana Kulalu. Even left meetings of Agriculture Committee of Parliament. So we have a history of what we have stood for. And not only that, we have told the president those issues directly.
Tell me something. What do you think went wrong between the two? Between the president and his deputy? What do you think went wrong? You speak to both. You have spoken to both. You've criticized both. What do you think went wrong?
I think I've criticized William Ruto before more than I did Uhuru. All right? And we even urged Uhuru to crack the whip on some of the happenings within Jubilee government and all that. Let me say this. We had the aspirations and hopes that really the handshake would bring real unity for the country and inclusivity. We even felt that Uhuru will structure his government so that the communities that feel isolated, the Western Kenya, the coast, the Luo people, not just having the friends who are in Nairobi, the elite and all that, will be included. So that towards 2022, handshake will be a reflection of the country. Let me say this because I've said it on my Twitter handle many times. I don't think Uhuru plans to exit the political scene. Constitutionally, he will not have the leeway because he cannot extend his term. And even if Parliament were to be extended, it must be in time of war and for only 6 months and extended for another 6 months maximum. So it can only be done for 12 months for Parliament, but not the presidency. BBI was initiated in a formula that many of us understood would create a restructuring of the Kenyan governance system for that inclusivity and stability, but anchoring more on electoral reforms. Electoral reforms. I think I'm among the few politicians from Mount Kenya region who have openly said that Uhuru did not win 2017. I've said it not once. At even the cause for our initial press conference in October. All these arrangements, didn't he say that he wants to support somebody from NASA? I think he has said that. Yeah. Okay. And I saw what Kalonzo did. As we speak today, Wiper, ANC and ODM are all under state management. All right? So the problem between Uhuru and William Ruto is not because Ruto is stealing. The people around Uhuru are stealing more. In fact, after Ruto was isolated, they're in charge. And it's people who are very close to him. People who Laida has mentioned before. People who are published, they are in the headlines of newspapers. But if you go there, you'll be told you're attacking families. And you don't go to family zone. Never go to family zone. But you see, to whom much is given, much is expected. The buck stops at the desk of Uhuru Kenyatta, the President of the Republic of Kenya. The battle between Ruto and Uhuru is simply because Uhuru wants to prepare Gideon Moi. He wants to pay back Moi. And this is what you are saying will not allow.
Isn't that a little too simplified to think that much?
It is. No, it is not. It is not. In fact, everything that has been happening in the last 1 year is to give a Moi prominence. All right? Some of these things, we risk to say them.
Yeah, but what evidence would you have that Uhuru
is analysis? It's analysis.
But there's no evidence.
It's analysis.
Right? Yeah.
Haven't you even had some of his closest buddies from St. Mary's and Age-Mate saying Uhuru is going nowhere? Let me tell you, I know I speak a lot, but I don't make careless political statements. Uhuru must finish his term and go, like Moi Kibaki left, in honor. But it happens that in the twilight of his regime, he is creating enemy after enemy. And those who are genuine to make objective criticism are tagged. Like I told you, when I was coming here,
yes,
something was being crafted, I don't know where it was done, being circulated so that it denies me the legitimate position to argue the strong case about that this regime of Uhuru Kenyatta has gone berserk and has betrayed the cause of national agenda. If you look at all the issues we promised, from laptops to universal health care, I saw an item that I disagree with on TV today, that affordable housing is on course. Take me to Nyeri, take me to Nyahururu, take me to Kisumu and show me those affordable houses that are happening.
Okay, let me ask you this. The president has about a year to go. About 1 year.
Yes.
What should be his priority right now?
Uhuru's priority right now should be to step back and allow the cause of democratic competition take charge. He has presided over the death of the party that we created for him in 2016 Jubilee. Of course, he consented to smashing of TNA. His cabinet is not ready from the same script, so to speak. His choice of candidate that he's talking about from NASA doesn't appear very obvious. There isn't a clear message about that. And even if he does, do you know what it means for a president to say, I am going to surprise you with a person I'm going to support? You know, as a statesman and a nationalist, he should be descending as he is leaving office. Then people are going to ascend him as a legend who presided over growth, national unity, the harmony, and the peace.
But didn't Daniel Arap Moi do the exact same thing? Pick the most unlikely of people?
Yeah.
Didn't he pick the most unlikely of people and everyone else?
But there's a difference between Moi and Uhuru. Okay? And I have told you, I've interviewed.
All right.
Because, listen, before you go.
But he did the same thing.
Because you go. No, it's different. By the time Moi was imposing Uhuru on Kanu, okay, to repay what they had agreed with the Jomo, maybe we don't know because we are not there. Moi still had a struggle on his Kalenjin community.
Okay, let me ask you.
Uhuru's is different.
Okay. For Kabando,
yes.
The future, are you going to stand again in Mukurweini?
I have deliberately avoided talking about Mukurweini and the regional and the Nyeri issues. But I can tell you that there are many, including myself, who feel that my exit from Mukurweini seat was untimely, and there is a very likelihood that on 9th of August next year, I'll be on the ballot.
You'll be on the ballot?
And I think,
in Mukurweini?
I think I miss them. I know there are quite a number of them who miss me.
As MP?
As MP.
All right. We'll leave it at that, Mheshimiwa. Thank you. Good to see you. And good luck.
Are we done?
We're done.
I thought we were starting. I thought we were starting.
Look at the time. Look at this time. Time flies on
thank you very much for...
Thank you for your time.
Yes.
And good luck.
Thank you very much.
And your insights and thoughts. Thank you for that too. Don't forget, Jeff Kananga Live is powered by Standard Chartered Bank. Just stay there as I finish, please. Standard Chartered Bank. By the way, how can a bank support customers to achieve its financial goals? Well, to answer this question, Standard Chartered Bank commissioned a survey that showed uncertainty has unique challenges and needs, and consumers expect a bank to understand these unique needs and advise them and offer solutions. Standard Chartered Bank's philosophy is to provide you with the right financial tools and technology to grow and protect your wealth. Well, how do they achieve this? Well, trained and expert relationship managers backed by investment and insurance specialists, international connections and partnerships with global fund houses offers consumers diversified investment opportunities for new and regular income. And as well as that, partnerships with leading insurance organizations to distribute competitive life and general policies. In other words, a one-stop shop, and world-class digital banking with capability to view market insights, buy, sell, and track investments directly online. Standard Chartered Priority Banking. Banking your priorities. Get our priority. Thanks so much for being a part of Jeff Kananga Live every Wednesday, right here on Citizen Television. Good night, good luck. God bless you all. Okay, Mheshimiwa.
Powered by